time for the LowcoSports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Hey, LowcoSports fans, it's Justin Jarrett, joined by Wes Kerr and Max Araj, a very happy, smiling Max Araj, because the Hardyville Hurricanes got a playoff win tonight. One of many teams getting dubs tonight in the postseason. That's going to be the theme of the show tonight. Lots of playoff updates from around the Loco, because we had a busy night of baseball, softball, girls soccer, tons and tons of games. We're still missing a few scores. We are trying to track down, especially the soccer scores. They seem to be a little more difficult to find. Baseball and softball made easier by our friends at Game Changer, the greatest app in the world.
Yes.
We were keeping it busy tonight, definitely keeping up with everything going on. But we will get into the weeds of it. We had some close games go both ways for us tonight. May River lost a tough one at Airport. Bluffton rallied to win a crazy one at Darlington, so they stay alive. Beaufort beat Hartsville. So Wes's pick is looking good at 2-0. And the Seahawks, Wes's Seahawks stayed alive as well with the win over Lancaster.
8-3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just gonna be more travel because they get a day off, but then they have to go right back to the upper states,
Right.
because all their entire region or their entire bracket's all up in the upper states. So that's gotta be tough, especially during all the exams that are going on right now with the end of the school year. So it's like
True.
having to travel a lot and then keep up with finals, and that's not easy for these students. But well done to Seahawks for keeping it going.
Luckily, we are good at asynchronous learning at this
Yes.
stage in the game, thanks to that little pandemic thing. So we've found a lot of ways to be more efficient with our educational stuff when it comes to that. So that's good. But yeah, Road Warriors, the Seahawks, and they stay alive for a couple more days. Battery Creek bowed out in 3A baseball to Loris. Hardyville, as we mentioned, smoked Charleston Math and Science 15-0. We're missing a Bluffton softball score. But the other softball scores we do have: Darlington beat Beaufort 14-1, May River 16-0 over Hilton Head, and Marcus Walsh was at that one. He'll be joining us shortly to tell us more about that. Colleton County 5-1 over Airport, and then girls soccer, we don't have all the scores, but we have some of them. Beaufort falling to Bishop England 7-2. Gray Collegiate beat Bluffton 6-1, and then one that I believe you were at, Wes.
Yes.
Hilton Head Seahawks 7-1 over Aiken. Very impressive performance. Tell us more about that one at the Nest.
Yeah, this one was pretty much Seahawks in command from start to finish. Really deep group of 11 players plus more on that roster, which showed out from the get-go. Man, they have a bunch of prolific scores. Piper Baxter got it going quickly, but aided by some help, the goalkeeper misplayed it, but the onslaught just continued from there. A beautiful strike from Ashley Brothers to the top right corner. Then that was absolutely sensational. For Hilton and Brett Dolphin making it look easy over there for the Seahawks, and then two for Samantha Garcia, bookending the end of the first half and the start of the second half. And Hilton was all full in control. Aiken was able to get one on the board, but the possession was pretty much all Seahawks. The opportunities and chances were all Seahawks, and Hilton had took it to him early and just really was impressed by just the ball control and the passing on display and just the overall sense that this team has shown heading into the playoffs. They were obviously Aiken is not a terrible team, especially from where they're in the bracket. But you just go once again, you see how good most of this region is, and this was one that I thought they had a good chance to game. But I didn't expect it to be that lopsided. So give credit to the Seahawks, Samantha Garcia, Alanya Richard, who I remember we covered during basketball season. I believe she is such a quick athlete. She had some wheels tonight. Really, really impressive how she was able to make some runs to the ball. Great footwork. Just really impressive up and down the 11 out there for Hilton High. And I think they have maybe even more of the finest chance at Gray Collegiate. Now, Gray's a fantastic team, but I think this Hilton Head squad looked a lot better and does look a lot better than maybe we have expected them to at this point of the year. I think they have a certainly an opportunity ahead of them on Friday night over at Gray to try and knock them off.
Yes, sir. They are they're solid. They're a solid
Yeah,
squad. Ashley Brothers, she's a good player.
well, she's got a
I
rocket.
forgot that she was over there now.
Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, that was the goal. There's a ton of beautiful goals with that one. Just a beautiful shot to that top corner. There was no chance of many goalkeepers even getting close to stopping that shot. Just beautiful finish there from Ashley, and that's a certainly a weapon you want to have on your side when you have someone who's been able to find the back of the net, especially from long range like that. But you look at Garza, who also had a nice game. Ashley Brothers, I mentioned, and then Alanya Richard, just a playmaker in so many
Yeah.
different ways for that team. And then Samantha Garcia had two and nearly had a hat trick. So a lot of goal scorers and a lot of just terrific play all the way around. The defensive back line did a fantastic job. Didn't allow many chances. They did give up that one goal on a really nice shot from Aiken, but not much else going for the Hornets in this one. It was all Seahawks, and I'm excited to see what they do on the road at Great Collegiate, who knocked off Bluffton today,
Yeah. What was the score of that one? I don't have
six
it
to
in front
one.
of me. 6-1. Yeah.
A lot of
So that'll be
blowouts.
a tough battle. Tough battle for
Yeah,
sure. Couple other girls soccer scores. I don't have Battery Creek yet, but Bridges Prep, the boys lost yesterday. The girls redeemed themselves today 11-0 over Columbia. So they advance in the 2A, 1A bracket. Tough loss for the girls from the Ville.
yeah.
Governor's School wins 4-3. It was 2-2 at halftime. It was there for the taking. Let it get away. Haven't seen a score yet on Hampton Woodland girls soccer, but that should have been a good matchup, but I think Hampton should have had a leg up in that one. So looking for that score, and then let's see if Battery Creek girls are posted. I looked up earlier today and saw that that win for Battery Creek boys last night, first postseason victory for those guys since 2019. So
Wow.
big deal for Battery
Yeah.
Creek getting
Yeah.
that in the playoffs.
Awesome.
Big time, big deal. Girls score not posted yet. So that's kind of where we stand. One other score that we did have, Patrick Henry girls lost in penalties to Greenwood
Yeah.
Christian. They were tied 1 apiece, and Greenwood wins it 3-2 in penalties. Looking for scores from HHCA, JP2, and Colleton Prep. So if you have scores that we are missing, I will try to get these up on the ticker, and you can fill us in on whatever we're missing. But in the meantime, let's talk about our presenting sponsor tonight. The presenting sponsor of the LowcoSports Lowdown is our all-star sponsor, our original sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm. They are a big supporter of all things LowcoSports, all things sports in the Loco, and all things LowcoSports. Been with us since the beginning and still supporting us. Great friends of Loco. Mickelson Law Firm, great law firm as well. If you have legal needs of any kind, you can call on them. They're our official real estate closing attorney because I know firsthand they're great at that thing. That's about the only legal need I typically have is when we buy a house. But let's keep it that way. But if you do have legal needs, Mickelson Law Firm can help you out right in downtown Bluffton. All-star sponsors of LowcoSports, and tonight they present our friend Marcus Walsh, who joins us, Marky Mark from WHHI TV. And you were out
What's
at
up, gentlemen?
the tank tonight. It was a busy night over there, but
It
Sharks made quick
it
work
was
of the
interesting.
Seahawks.
They sure did. Um, I have to shout out, everybody over there at May River. I mean, they just really made their mark by doing things, of course, the right way, and they took advantage of a bunch of Hilton Head mistakes. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know
young
if
team. Yeah,
if they classify them necessarily as errors, but unfortunately, saw a lot of that tonight.
yeah,
Um, May River scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 8 in the third, and then 2 in the fourth to end it up. And obviously, they didn't even finish the fourth inning because once they got to
right.
16 over
Right.
the
Yep.
15
So
run rule,
unreal
we were
applies.
out there.
15 after
Uh,
3, 12 after 4, 10 after 5.
Okay.
so
Well,
yeah, that's
take it.
right. And
Okay. I didn't
it
know this up for, but sure.
the way it shook out was that May River dang near ended it in 3, but
Cool.
they ended up Hilton Head with a couple of big moments to get a couple of players out in the third inning, which faltered May River ending it in 3 as they led 14-0 instead of 15.
Oh,
Hilton
so
Head did
maybe the
show
run rules are different in the playoffs then,
a
because in the
little
regular
bit of
season it's
life.
15 after 3.
They, I hear you, JJ. I'm saying though
Oh
it was
yeah, it was.
14-0,
Yeah,
not
but they
15.
wouldn't have even. They must not do the 12 after 4 in the
Yeah, I think
playoffs
it's just 15 after 3 and then 10 after
and
5
10
is
after
there.
5.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe
Well,
that's something our umpires make up
this
to try to
was
get out of there
this
earlier.
was 16-0 after 4.
Yeah.
And again, May River did a great job of just getting after it. Hilton Head showed a little bit of life offensively, actually, in the latter stages of the game. In that 4th inning, they were able to get a couple of hits, get some runners in scoring position. You thought that they might actually be able to tag on a run or two, but it was a really
Yeah.
really long night for
Long
them.
night for
They
Seattle.
they really could not get
I mean,
much
it was a
going at
mismatch.
all. Yeah.
We knew
Yeah,
that from the
I could
regular
have seen it
season
coming.
meetings.
Hilton Head, I'll tell you what, the last few years after Reagan Marchand has left, it hasn't
And
been
I
pretty at
I
times.
will say that I noticed a lot more names on the Hilton Head team than May River necessarily because I covered a lot of these girls during basketball
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and
So
most of
that kind
those
of
May
got
River girls are
me
softball only
excited,
girls.
Yeah.
towards seeing what could happen. But May River girls, that softball team looks really
Yeah.
good. And I tell you what, I give Skylar Ward a lot of credit
Skylar Ward's
because
good. She's only an 8th
despite
grader too.
Cool.
despite the walks and some long innings, and obviously the play behind her tonight was
Yeah.
not terrific. She battled and she gave
Yep.
it everything. To me, she gave it everything that she had. Um, but I mean, this May River lineup, really top to bottom, there
Yeah.
was a ton of talent out there tonight. And again, this is the first time that I've really seen softball for the first time in quite some time. I actually texted the chat before the game started because I was hearing the hooping and hollering going
Oh
on. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not
The
used to this.
chance. The
And
chance.
you filled me in there, JJ, and Hilton Head was doing that, of course, the entire game.
Oh yeah.
May
We love
River,
free
though, I mean,
bases. We love free
silent.
bases.
Yes, I heard that
Really?
about 50 million times.
May River didn't do
Um,
the chanting?
not
Interesting.
not anything. It was all Hilton Head.
All business.
Um,
Oh,
All
well,
business from May
well,
River.
yeah,
yeah, that's
and
the mark
that's
of a good team.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean,
I think
Well,
there's
as
yeah,
lots of
well.
I
good teams
understand
in
it's
softball who still do the chanting.
indeed, but there's a time and place for it, I guess. So
Sure.
yeah.
I completely agree with Wes, and I kind of thought that to myself, if I'm being honest, as the game was
Well,
going
you should
on
watch a college
and the
game
score
then,
was
a high level college
going
game,
up a
because they're
Yeah,
bit.
doing
no,
it.
you see it all the time. I mean, it's
Yeah.
part of the game. So I mean, you can't take that away. There are obviously some really good teams with who are able to get the chance going and fire up their teammates there. So yeah, I mean, some teams do it, some teams don't, but you can still have
Hmm.
success without it.
Oh yeah,
Landry
absolutely.
with a terrific game, 3 for 4, drove in 2 runs, and Ropelt with a triple had 2
Yeah.
hits. Top the lineup was pretty solid. Belcher, no hits, but walked and scored 3 times. So still a productive day for her. But your thoughts about this lineup and how they've been cooking to start the playoffs?
They're tough.
Yeah, I mean, again, this was the first time I saw him. Nagel as well had a big base hit in the third
Yep,
inning.
Eagles.
They continue to do what they did today. Shout out to Caden. She pitched really well too. If they continue to do what they did today, they're going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because they came out with a game plan, and like JJ said, Hilton Head just went up against a beast of an opponent.
Yeah.
I think May River is going to be real dangerous again. Just having seen them for the first time, and I've heard about some of these girls, but first time seeing them. Obviously, one name that I believe I do see on the roster, just taking a look at it, is Avery Davis that I know of from basketball season. She's an 8th grader, but she didn't even get in there today. Um, it's a good team. May River
Very
is a
good
very
team.
good team, and
Very good team. Very well
Hilton
coached.
Head's got a
They all
little
play
ways to
high
go.
level travel ball. Hilton Head is very young. Like I said, Skyla is an 8th grader. The future is very bright. Her little sister is a 6th grader. She'll be coming next year, and I suspect she'll play varsity. She's a catcher. They've got some young talent there, and they got a lot better over the course of this season. So it's coming. Hilton
I would
Head in
say
general has been slow to adopt softball, but they're working on it at the rec level now. You got Hilton Head High and Hilton Head Christian, or Hilton Head Prep and Hilton Head Christian Adam program. So it's on the up and up. But on the subject of Hilton Head softball, the one time that they were really relevant was when Reagan Marchant came through, and Reagan Marchant is raking at La Tech. She was named all conference. I want to say second team, but I don't want to sell her short. All conference, no, first team, all conference USA,
wow.
Louisiana Tech, Reagan Marchant. So big time stuff there on the subject of Hilton Head High softball. And another alum is also playing collegiately. Delcy Swift is playing at Jacksonville University. So very cool.
I would say look out for Roten if she's, and I think she's coming back, isn't she? She's not a senior.
I have no idea, but
And
I do
then
know that
Ward
May River
and
gets
Pinckney as well.
May River gets
Three Hilton Head
another
players
region
to look out
opponent
for.
next. They get Colleton County again next. Colleton County 5-1 tonight over Airport. So we're gonna have another rematch, region rematch, and this one more interesting. I mean, it's a more competitive matchup. Colleton County definitely wants blood, but May River got them both times in the regular season. So we'll see. We may get it again. I mean, we theoretically should get it again in the championship game, regardless of who wins this one. So that's going to be fun. Thursday night will be the first time they go together. So, well, the third time, but the first time in the playoffs. So that's where we are on softball. I think that's it. Did have a couple of 2A baseball scores that came in as well. Chirac 18-3 over Hampton County, and Lake City 9-0 over Bridges Prep. So they both fall into the losers bracket.
Gotta let my buddy Patrick Vlasic know about that with Lake City. He taught there back in the day.
Okay, there you go.
For a short
Panthers
time.
get the dub
Went to
tonight.
college together.
Max, tell us about this historic playoff win in the Ville tonight.
Right.
Baseball getting the dub over
Hey,
Charleston Math and Science, 15-0. First playoff win in God knows how many years.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
First win in 15 years in the playoffs. 15 years. Waited long enough for it. It was the best game we have played this year. I mean, it was really solid. No errors. My boy Millie, Emiliano Santiago, threw a no-hitter. Was one walk away from a perfect game. He had his best night tonight, and so did my defense. That's been one of our struggles this year, has been able to get that defense to. I said our. Stop it.
You said my. You said my.
I said our.
No, he said my defense.
Whatever. One of the biggest struggles we've had as a team this year is getting that defense to be really solid. And I think we've figured out our infield and our outfield as well. So with those two things working well, we played really well tonight. It was a great showing by the Hurricanes. So we'll be on the road in Charleston area on Thursday. It's going to be a great one. Got a really good chance on Thursday on the road at Low Country Leadership. So it was a great night tonight. It really was. We were able to hit the ball. We were able to, really shut them down on defense. I mean, obviously no hitter. I'm so proud of this team and how far they've come along, and it's been a true privilege to work with them this year. And the job's not done yet. We got a lot more work to do. Hopefully, if we can get the win on Thursday, we'll be off and relaxing until Monday next week, and hopefully go for a district title come Monday, which would be really fun and exciting. So
that would be quite a turn of events
awesome.
From having to forfeit a couple weeks ago because we couldn't scrape 9 together. So
exactly.
Credit to you and Coach Collins for keeping it going, man.
Yeah, Coach Collins has been great. He's been fantastic. I'm so happy to work with him, and it's been really, really fun getting this team to be where they are right now, and to show what they did tonight. It was truly special, especially in a playoff game when there's a lot of history on the line and a bit of pressure on you, but they got the job done. They really pushed it in. Hats off to Millie. What a great game he had. He's really been shoving the baseball across the plate pretty well over the last couple of weeks. My boy Trent Alston, our catcher, he's been absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna miss him next year, being that he's one of our 2 seniors. Woody, my boy Christian,
Dancing
he
Woody.
was fantastic at third base today. He held it down on the hot corner tonight.
Nice.
Jay Santiago,
Good to have him
Millie's
back.
brother.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he's back and healthy and playing for us again. I'm very excited for him and what his future beholds. And there's so many other players. My two players that came all the way from Ridgeland.
Nunez.
Tay and Jaden. I'm so happy to have those two with me on this team,
Us.
and it's just so great to have a really solid team, and I really do think we have a really good shot on Thursday. I mean, this Low Country leadership team barely beat Carver's Bay tonight, only a 5-run game, so we have a very good shot.
Might have a shot, yeah.
Well,
I hope we have a
JJ,
shot
it's
tomorrow.
up to y'all to keep it going. Keep the good
Yeah,
vibes
I know.
going.
I think we can.
The
I really
pressure's
think
on
we
now.
can.
We got Palmetto Scholars tomorrow night. It seems like they're a lot like us. It's hard to imagine they're less. I mean, they can't be less experienced than us. It's hard to imagine they're as
I do want to,
inexperienced as us.
I do want to say hats off to Charleston Math and Science.
They had some young fellas out there.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, they had, I think, 7th graders on this team.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's some
honestly,
tiny
it's
guys.
basically a JV team. I give hats off to them for the effort they put up today.
Hey.
I mean, they had a kid playing second base that I don't want to be rude or anything about this,
Just
but
by
I'm pretty sure he hasn't hit puberty yet. I'm just saying.
No, they had some little bitty dudes. They had
some small players tonight.
Yeah, welcome to small school athletics, especially in sports where you got to put 9 or 11 on the field at a time. It's
I mean, hats off to them. They still got to play another game on Thursday. I don't know who they're playing. I'm assuming
they're playing Carver's
Bay.
Yeah,
they're playing Carver's Bay on Thursday. I think they're at Carver's Bay, so that should be interesting. Granted, for them,
glad y'all don't have to go there.
No, I'm okay with it. To be honest, I don't mind the 1.5 to 2 hour trip to Low Country Leadership.
You lucked out.
All right. We're very excited, and we got work to do, but this was the best game we've played all season long. I'm very happy and very proud of these boys.
That's how it should be. You're playing your best ball. I hope we can put it all together tomorrow night. We've had good practices, and we're the best we've ever been. Whether it manifests itself on the field is always the question. But should be a fun game. I mean, I don't think we'll be outclassed, so I think it should be competitive, which means it should be high scoring, which means it could go late into the night, and should be fun. So, and I got my friend Tish Howard, who made some generous donations before the season to help us get the equipment we needed. She's been practicing her pitching. She's going to throw out the first pitch for us, so pretty excited about that. Did you guys have a first pitch tonight? I heard.
We did not. It was senior night tonight for our 2 seniors. My boy Trent, who I've known Trent. People don't know this. I've known Trent since he was in elementary school.
You have?
He used to come to Hilton Head Christian Academy basketball games back in the day when they were on Hilton Head. He used to come as a kid. So I've known him. I've known him for quite a few years now. But I hadn't seen him in a long time. When I found out he was going to be playing for us at Hardyville, and when I saw him the first time I came to Hardyville as a TA,
I know that guy.
He was Trent, and I was like, I know who you are. It was crazy to see how much he's grown, not only as a baseball player but just as a person. He's a character. Let's put it that way.
He's still a clown. He's still immature.
He's a clown.
He's still a clown,
he is a
but
clown,
we love
but
him.
He's hilarious. He's a special clown. He's
just
a great guy, and So him, and then Christian, man, my other
Woody.
senior, he has grown so much this year.
Most improved player by far, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely,
By far,
100%. He has been the most improved player this year, and tree trunks, man.
Oh,
You guys have never met him, but the tree
I wish
trunks
he
that he
would
has
have
for
started
legs.
playing earlier.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, he played well tonight. He didn't have great at bats, but I think we're definitely getting him there. But
He can hit
he's
ropes.
really, I mean, he's held it down at third. He's been really fun to watch, but I'm gonna miss those two guys next season. Not having them there is gonna be really tough. But we got a really bright future at Hardyville, and I'm very excited for it.
Heck yeah, man.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's shout out some more sponsors. We got Hudson Seafood House on the Docks. That's the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and we had a new episode tonight. I was sitting in for Rich Basirico along with Bob Stevens and Curry Kirkpatrick. We talked a lot of NBA, a little NHL, horse racing. We threw a horse under the bus, horse owner. We threw a lot of people under the bus, a lot of people, places, and things. So go check that out, and go check out Hudson Seafood House on the Docks. Great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. And you got to get it Andrew's way. That's what Coach Mullis says.
Yeah.
Coach Mullis, by the way, is working. He's at a conference for work in Key Largo. I saw his view.
wow.
He seems to
Ooh.
be working real hard. One of our newer sponsors is Hilton Head Furniture. The Satola family owns Hilton Head Furniture. They bring great handcrafted furniture from up in you guys are still laughing, from
I'm
up
sorry.
in Hickory, North Carolina, where Coach Mullis is from, that area. And they bring it down here. They sell it to you to keep in your home for a long time, because it is high quality furniture at Hilton Head Furniture. And then our newest sponsor, HHI Windows and Doors. Coach Barron, the legendary coach, came down from Maine, won a few state championships at Hilton Head Prep. Now he wants to help you improve your view of the Low Country with HHI Windows and Doors. So if you are in need of, the windows and the doors, call Coach Barron at HHI Windows and Doors. All right, boys. What are we talking about? You know what?
More
Actually,
into baseball because
let's talk. Yeah, let's talk some more baseball, because
we didn't really give much detail into
we
these
did
games.
not. And I want to start with Beaufort, because they are the team in our area that's sitting at 2-0 right now, the only one. After a really impressive outing against Hartsville, it was our guy Gunnar Hollingsworth, grown man Gunnar, who got it done tonight on the mound. He goes the distance. Struck out 5,
Wow.
walked 1, 6 hits, 2 runs, one walk. I said 111 pitches, so he used up all his pitches,
Wow.
finished it off
That is
on the
grown
last
man
pitch.
work right there.
Sure is. And Hudson
Yeah.
Mullen continues to swing a hot bat. He went deep last night against Bluffton. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI tonight.
Yeah, I remember his
Didn't need a
walk-off
whole lot of
homer. I remember his walk-off homer a few years ago. I was there, and guess what? He's still the lifeblood of the offense at the catching position, and
Yep.
what an important asset he is to this team, but to others as well. Rast and Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth not just the pitching, but also got hit at the plate, and he drove in a run. So terrific game for him. And this Buford High team, they are in the seat you want to be in right now. Driver's seat of this bracket, and now they get the pleasure of heading back home to play the next game, either against the Hartsville team or maybe Bluffton, if the Bobcats can
Maybe
keep
Bluffton.
going their miraculous win tonight in a 6-run comeback. They walk it off on a wild pitch. Unbelievable.
Crazy. You got to get into the bullpen, right?
Yeah.
And they finally did. It took until the bottom of the 7th before they got into that bullpen. But the starter hit his pitch count. They had to go to somebody else, and he only threw 4 pitches, and the last one was a wild one that brought home the run. So
Yeah.
Bobcats win it in dramatic fashion. It was Robbins. What's his first name? I want to say his name, but I think that's his older brother's name.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Bradley Robbins is his name.
Bradley. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but I was afraid that was an older brother's name for a second, because I do that sometimes. So yeah, Bluffton stays alive with a thrilling win, 9-8. They were up early, and then they gave up 6 in an inning. And then they came all the way back. So that's a great win for them. Tough loss for May River. They rallied back in a big way. They were down 6-2 and then put up 4 in the sixth to pull even. Really manufactured some runs in there. Put up a 0, but couldn't break through in the seventh, and then could not put up a 0 in the bottom of the seventh. So our guy Max takes the tough luck loss tonight. Pitched pretty well, but he did hit 4 batters, so he was effectively wild. But it looked like once they knocked that starter out, they were going to be able to get it done, but they do not. So now they go to the backside of the bracket where I'm on softball. They will face either Brooklyn Casey or somebody, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, either Brooklyn Casey or Gray.
Yeah.
Whoever won tonight, we shall see.
So that's the other thing. There's not just our scores, but you got to keep track on the other scores in the bracket. That
Correct.
Face, which is
Gray won 2-1 over
wow.
Brooklyn Casey. So it'll be May River against Gray, or the right to move on.
Yeah, maybe they get that at home because they got to the 1-0 game, so they'll
get a
host on Thursday. Yes.
Yeah, May River will host on Thursday. Yes.
Yep.
So they'll be at home Thursday. Winner goes to the district championship game on Saturday.
Saturday, nice Saturday night baseball,
Yes.
or maybe Saturday afternoon baseball. Like I said, I have a big soapbox, and basically I don't like day games on Saturdays. I like them at night. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know why we have to have them during the day. I understand why, but I guess my biggest reason is this time of year it's so hot during the middle of the day.
It is so hot.
That why would you play in that's I guess that's basically my big complaint is why would you play a baseball game in the middle of the day where you can do it in the evening and probably generate more fans. So that's just
lights do cost money.
Right.
But like you said, you may generate more fans to offset that in the evening as well.
I'm not a big fan of 1 o'clock
maybe you
games.
sell more concessions during the day though.
True. It's just I don't like.
I don't know. I was just joking. No, I like the night game too.
Yeah.
I don't like it to hijack my Saturday either. Things are going on during the day.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So that's all I have for that. I expect to be a noon. I expect to be a noon first pitch. But we'll see.
Yeah, indeed. So Sharks will be at home on
Saturday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Buford's home Saturday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Buford's through to Saturday. Yeah. They'll host the region or the district championship. Yes. Yeah, either Hartsville or Bluffton.
Now they only would play one, even if they lose.
Right.
This is Monday.
The if game would be Monday. Yes.
Yes. The game 7 of the bracket. Yeah. The if necessary game. Yeah.
Yep. So. Ooh, Wes, your Canes are in OT with OV and the Caps.
Once again.
How about that?
Tend to play a lot.
Well, hey boys, I think I'm going to check out because my brain is about done braining, and I need to get some sleep tonight. But you boys hold it down for as long as you need to, and talk through the rest of it, and get us ready for tomorrow, which will be another busy day. Got big Skiza baseball games, which I'm sure you guys might talk about a little bit here with Calhoun Academy at Hilton Head Prep and Cardinal Newman at Hilton Head Christian. The local teams, Hilton Head Prep and Hilton Head Christian, just need a win to advance to the state championship series.
Cardinal Newman won tonight. I didn't know that. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, that was yesterday.
Right, they won last night.
Last night? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Okay.
I know. I kind of thought, was it Trinity?
It was Trinity.
I thought Trinity might take them out.
Yeah, no, Cardinal beat them. Yeah, so it's rematch tomorrow at the Cage.
To be honest, that might be the team Christian Academy wants to see.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to see Trinity. I
don't
think
either.
You're right. 3A softball, you got Swansea at Battery Creek. 2A softball, you got Bridgemerland at Hampton County. That's Buford And then
Buford,
Palmetto Scholars
Beacon.
at Hardyville in 1A. And then boys soccer, Midland Valley at May River, Bluffton at Hilton Head,
Ooh.
and Skiza semis, Spartanburg Day at Hilton Head Prep,
Yeah, there are a couple
Hilton
of
Head
good games.
Christian
The
at
two that
Pinewood
stand out
Prep,
tomorrow. Two
and
games that stand out
Patrick
tomorrow.
Henry at BA. That's fun.
Three
Ooh,
games
that's
that stand out
interesting.
tomorrow. Patrick Henry BA, Cardinal Newman HHCA, and Hilton and Bluffton Soccer. There are a bunch of great games, especially the local
Yeah.
and local matchups make you even better. But yeah, I'm pumped. I'll have to decide where I'll be headed. There are a
I
couple
think
of
that
really,
HHCA Pinewood boys game is interesting too. Those
I think
games
it's
were both
very
competitive
interesting.
in the
Yeah.
regular season.
yep,
Ian Kelly's
indeed.
going to stand on his head. Could be a good one. All right, boys. I'm going to let you take it the rest of the way. Stay loco for me, and
Yes, sir.
I'll see you tomorrow night if we're done playing
Yeah.
softball by 9:30. I'm not sure that we will be,
Ooh,
but we'll see.
that's a
Yeah,
good
we'll
point.
see what happens.
Be
All right,
well.
later, Justin.
That's JJ.
You guys.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, there is a lot to – I mean, we've talked about a lot for tonight. There's a lot to talk about for tomorrow night. What do we want to start
I
with?
want to hear your thoughts on these Skiza baseball games. And the Canes get it done. They win game one. There it is.
Ooh, they did win game one. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Yep.
Skiza baseball. Prep and Calhoun. If I'm being honest, I think Prep has kind of really just run over everyone in this playoff so far.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they've already played Calhoun. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure they have. Let me look at that real quick. I'm pretty sure. Give me a second here. Where's Prep? Where are they? Not on here. Here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, they did. So they played last Thursday against Calhoun and won 10-0. I think it's the same case here with Hilton Head Prep. I think they get the win and move on to the because this will be for a spot in the state championship series. So I think Prep gets this one done with ease. The last game was Thursday at home against Calhoun in the afternoon delight. It'll be another afternoon delight tomorrow. I see the same story here. I think Prep's got the advantage, and not only are they playing on home, but I think they got a pitching advantage over Calhoun. I think talent-wise, I think Prep's the stronger team. They're one of the strongest teams in the entire 3A division. So I think Prep gets it done. I don't see a way that they don't get it done. It would be very shocking if Calhoun Academy pulls off a win tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I expect Hilton Head Prep to cruise based on what I saw the first meeting back last week on Thursday. It was just real domination from them, and by the way
Right.
that we saw them deliver at the plate early on, just getting runners in, getting them in, getting runners on, getting them in.
Right.
It just, I mean, that's absolutely what you want to see. And I want you to see who they go to on the mound. Stanier was terrific when I saw him out there. So they have a lot of options.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of getting this to this spot. Not only do you only have to win one, but you just have to win one, but you also have the bye. Or I'm sorry, you have
Right.
the what I'm trying to say is you only have to win one, and then not on top of that, your pitching is in really good shape because you have a lot of guys you can turn to at any given moment. So that's the
Right.
beauty of being in this position. They're
Well,
perched up in a great spot, and they
yeah.
have a couple of options on who to go with. And in my opinion, like you want to try to win this one, you don't want to take it to a if necessary game. I think you got to put your best player that's available in the position where he's on the mound, and then you'll have time to save him for the start of that state championship series, which is until like next week. So
Right.
I think you really got to go all in to win this game if you're Prep.
Yeah, I think the other thing is too, they haven't played since Thursday, so they've had they'll have 6 days off coming into tomorrow afternoon's game, which means they do have, like Wes said, they have options at pitching, and they're all ready to go, and they can go the full distance because they've been off for 5 days up to this point. So they all are healthy. They're all ready to go. I think Prep has the ultimate advantage in this one because they have sat out for coming up on 6 days tomorrow. So I think with that, they're healthy. They're well rested compared to Calhoun, who had to expense a pitcher or more last night. So I think with that being said, I don't see a way Calhoun gets this one done. It would be very shocking. And again, it's baseball. Anything can happen. I know that.
Yeah.
But I just feel as if Prep is better rested, has home advantage. And I think in this matter, I just think with how the last time this game went, where they won 10-0 last Thursday. So I think in that matter, I see Prep winning this one and heading to a state championship series. So yeah, I really do see Prep winning this one. Marcus, your thoughts?
I agree for sure. Hilton Head Preps just continuing. I've talked a lot about May River recently, just with what their athletics are doing, what their athletic programs are doing. I couldn't agree more. I think Hilton Head Prep is gonna find a way to play well and get the job done. Home field advantage. I talk about it no matter what sport it
Right.
is.
Yep.
They have
Yep.
a legit advantage with the fact that it's at home. I do have a question for you guys. What time is that Hilton Head Christian Cardinal Newman game tomorrow?
I would assume 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
6:30.
6:30. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to be at that one, which good segue into it.
Are you going to be there, Max, or are you working?
I unfortunately am working. I would
Oh.
kill to be at that game because Jay Scarborough has invited me out, and I would love to be there. But I don't know if I will be able to. So I will definitely be. I'm sure they'll have some sort of stream up on Game Changer or something that I have access
Yeah.
to.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully, you'll be able
but
to
I would
watch that.
say that one's, I think, a little more interesting. Now, the last time those two teams played was last week at Cardinal Newman in Columbia. Christian Academy went on a 3-hour road trip over to Columbia and got the win 13-6 to stay undefeated in playoffs. They have the upper hand here. They're at home this time around.
Yep.
They won 13-6 last time. And again, the same as Hilton Head Prep. They've sat out for enough days where they have options at pitchers. And the best part for Hilton Head Christian is the depth at pitching that they have and the fact that they're all healthy. They've had enough days of rest to where they can go the full distance. It puts every advantage on Hilton Head Christian to win this game and head to a state championship series for the second straight year. I really think Hayden Brooks is probably going to get the ball for this one. No doubt in my mind for that. How far he goes, how long they go, that's up to the coaches. But I think when you have Hayden Brooks on the mound, I think it's going to be a very difficult night tomorrow for Cardinal Newman. I hope it's a great game, but I think Hilton Head Christian Academy gets it done here, so they don't have to travel for their next game. So I think Hilton Head Christian's going to get the win here, and I think they'll go to a state championship series for the second year in a row.
That would be fantastic.
Sure would.
Yeah, I just love the way this Hilton Head Christian Academy team has been, just feeding off the underdog mentality. I think no one expected them to be in this position that they are, but they just keep getting it done night in, night out so far in the playoffs, and it's been fantastic to see that unending fight from them. And then the younger guys have really stepped in. Both the Bird brothers are just continuing to feast and rake at the plate, as they say nowadays, and the pitching has been consistently really solid for them. And I'll tell you what, home field advantage, it is a thing, not a huge thing, but I will say Hilton Christian Academy has one of the best home field advantages in all of skis. The
Absolutely.
cage is absolutely, it's absolutely, no matter the sport, it gets absolutely rocking, and it should be a fantastic turnout tomorrow night.
I actually have a quote because I was talking with Jay Scarborough, the head coach for the Eagles, the other night, talking about it with him, telling him he needs to get onto the show once the season's over. I'd love to have him on the show. He's been dying to get onto the show. It's just trying to find a day to do it. But I talked with him and I asked him, what are you thinking so far as, in the playoffs? And the one thing he said, and he only had to say one thing, was he said, I think our guys have exceeded their expectations, end quote. So I really do think that is the case. I mean, it's so clear and obvious. I didn't think Hilton Head Christian Academy was going to get, if they ended up playing against Lawrence Manning, I did not think they were going to beat Lawrence Manning. I thought Lawrence Manning's a very strong team, and they've had the upper hand, although they've been really close games during the regular season. I just felt like Lawrence Manning had a bit more to offer. Going into that game when Hilton Head Christian Academy, they were playing each other, Sure enough, it was a tied game going into extra innings. Hilton Head Christian pulled it off, and at that moment, I knew this is going to get very interesting for Hilton Head Christian because
Yep.
they've now beaten a 1 seed. They got to go on the road to play in Columbia against Cardinal Newman. I thought that might be the factor right there because I know Cardinal Newman's been a very strong team this year. They beat Cardinal Newman on the road in Columbia 13-6, and I said they're in the best shape they can possibly be in, and they played extremely well through that tough week of playoff games because not only were they on the road against Cardinal Newman, they had to go to Lawrence Manning as well, and those are 2 long drives, a lot of traveling, and despite all of that, they're still undefeated going into this week of the playoffs with 1 game to go to get to a state championship appearance. This, for me, is a more impressive postseason than last year. Now, it was very impressive last year to watch this team play in the postseason, but I think with everything against them this year, especially moving up a division, because they were 3A last year, they're 4A now. I didn't know how they were going to be able to handle it. I knew they were going to make playoffs, but I thought, I don't know if they're going to make it far enough. Well, sure enough, they have, and they're a game away from a state championship series, and I'm extremely impressed with this team. They've been the most impressive team so far in the playoffs of any team for me. With all the playoff teams we have, both baseball, soccer, and softball, and obviously May River lacrosse as well. But I think this has been the most impressive showing in playoffs so far. And what they've done is truly spectacular and really impressive to watch. And so I continue to be amazed at the great work that Jay Scarborough and that coaching staff has done over at Hilton Head Christian. And I look forward to seeing them get the win on tomorrow against Cardinal Newman at home.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this Hilton Head Christian Academy squad and the way that we have seen them get off to solid starts these last couple of games, and it's just been really awesome to witness what this new coach has done. Because I'll tell you what, when J.W. Wilkerson, when he left the reins over to this new coach, who's just doing a tremendous job. I'm just, the way this program has continued to thrive this time of year, you have to give a lot of credit to the new coach, but you also have to give a lot of credit to these players, and especially the ones who have stayed and have built this culture and have continued what they did last year. And it's hard to lose that culture when everybody buys in, and this is what you were seeing from especially the veterans on this team, but some of the younger guys who have stepped up and grown into their roles. And Hilton Head Christian County baseball this year seems like it's just a continuation of what we saw last year. And despite losing a couple of key guys, they're right back where they are, and even in better spot than they were last year, because last season they had to bow back from the losers bracket, but this year they are just a win away from getting back to that state championship. Not just getting back, but now getting to the 4A state championship, because they're playing a classification up now. So they're not just back; they're back at a higher level, which is even the more so impressive.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is too, like you said, they came in as underdogs. They were the 4 seed. They beat out a 3, a 2, and a 1 seed within a week. I mean, that's really impressive to see the 4 seed come out of this with a shot at a state title in the lower bracket. The competition they're going to see from the upper part of the bracket, I think it's going to be very interesting, but we'll get there when we get there. I'll have to keep an eye on who's playing tomorrow. I think it might be Hammond. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But this is really impressive by the Eagles. I'm very excited for them. I think a lot of people are, and I really do think it's an underdog team that just showed everyone that, hey, we're still here, we're still going.
That's the beauty
we're
of
not
this
going away.
Year. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like they've been playing good baseball like this year. They have. You just look at who they played to begin the season. A lot of difficult squads they had to go up against. They're playing away from the area. They were going up against teams from, I believe, like they went down to Florida.
Played IMG.
That's what it takes.
Yep.
That's what
I'm looking
Spider
at
said last night
right now.
about the cross. Like
they played IMG. Yeah.
Like it doesn't get much tougher than that. Yeah. I mean, you have to. Yeah.
And they actually played pretty well against IMG. Yeah. It's just IMG is just absolutely ridiculous and has some of the top baseball prospects in the country on that team. So, for them to play, and I think the score was like, let me check. I can't remember what the score was.
IMG, they lost 12-0 to IMG.
12-0 could have been so much more with that IMG team. I mean, that IMG team is, I think, among the top 5 teams in the country right now. I mean, without a doubt. For only to lose 12-0 to that team is pretty impressive. And I thought they're going to have a good season. I just need to know how good of a season they're going to have. And they had an okay regular season in terms of region play. Obviously, losing to both Trinity Collegiate and Lawrence Manning, I think twice, both times, and coming out as the 3 seed out of that region. And I thought, I don't know how far they're going to get because when they set up the playoffs, I was like, they're going to have to play Lawrence Manning. I don't know how this is going to go. And sure enough, they have shocked everyone. They really have, and it's been really fun to watch. And I can't wait to continue watching it tomorrow night. So for everyone who's going to go to the prep game, when you're done at prep, go and take a ride over to Bluffton and go watch Hillman
That's a
Christian
nice
Academy.
little doubleheader. Now,
Yeah.
there's a 4:00 start in the afternoon delights. I don't want to. I don't want to get copyright infringement. So
It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah. So check out Hillnet Prep at 4:00. They're taking on Calhoun Academy.
Hopefully, they can finish in 2 hours, so we can get to Christian Academy.
They might finish it quickly too, because from what I saw the last game in terms of stats and stuff like that, I have a feeling it's going to go quick for Hillnet Prep. And give them their ticket to a state title, state championship series, which they've been waiting for quite a couple of years now, because they've had to stand in the footsteps of Hilton Head Christian over the last couple of years at the 3A level. So go and watch Hilton Head Prep at Calhoun Academy for a shot at a state title tomorrow at 4:00. Then over at the Cage, I guess is what we call it.
Yes, that is the name of
the Cage, watch Hilton Head Christian try to get punch their ticket to the state championship series at the 4A level as they take on Cardinal Newman from Columbia. That will be around 6:30 tomorrow night. 6:30. So 2 great games, very exciting to watch. It's
a great really doubleheader set up. We have some other big games elsewhere. The couple that stand out, and one I mentioned earlier, we have a Lowco versus Lowco soccer match tomorrow between Hilton Head and Bluffton, and this should be a fantastic match. These teams split the regular season series. They both won one at home, so this one's for all the marbles, and I expect a heck of a fight between these two teams. Hilton Head is I like the way they have battled throughout the year. They've dropped a couple of tough ones in tough environments in this region. I give them the slight edge, but don't count out Bluffton. Coach Fox, he knows how to get the most of his players this time of year.
Yeah,
and they know how to compete. They're not going to go. They nearly beat Bluffton, or they nearly upset May River. They tied it in the second half. They lost with minutes to go in stoppage time to the Sharks. I feel like this is going to be a very close, tight game that could go deep into overtime. I feel like we could have penalty kicks. It's that narrow, the difference between these two teams. So a lot of great choices tomorrow on this Wednesday. I still have to. I think I'll probably head over to the HHCA game, but if there's anyone going to that Bluffton Hilton Head game, certainly. Give us some details on how I might be there. I still haven't made up my mind of where I'm going to go, but
I mean, they're right across the street from each other, right? Or is it at Hilton?
No, it's at Hilton. Well, that would be perfect if it was at Bluffton, but it is at the Nest.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of choices tomorrow to go watch. It's that time of the year, fellas. It really is. It is an exciting time of the year. One of my favorite times of the year.
Kind of reminds me of Friday nights during the fall, where there's so many games.
But the funniest thing is, yes, we do have the Friday nights in the fall, but it's like Friday night every day during the spring playoffs.
Right. Because this is like this.
That's what I'm saying.
It reminds me of like the reminds me of like the beginning of March Madness or the beginning of
Yeah.
the NCAA regionals, where you just have so much, like over a 4-day span, you have a ton of games every day, and that's
Yeah.
so much fun. Yep.
I mean, the madness. It really,
Yeah.
we can call it May Madness at this point because that's what it is here in the Low Country
That's a,
area.
yeah,
Is Made
that's
Madness,
not.
and
I don't think May Madness is trademarked, although I wonder if I don't know.
I'll take. If it ain't trademarked, I will take it 100% because that is truly what it is around here. So a lot of good stuff tonight. Obviously, softball. Quite a few games to watch for softball tomorrow night. Hardyville, of course, they're playing their
Yep.
first playoff game in quite a long time. They're taking on Palmetto Scholars, so that should be interesting. Hopefully, Coach Jarrett and the rest of the coaching staff over at the Ville can get the job done tomorrow and move on to the next round of the district playoffs. Who else is playing tomorrow night in softball? I think. Well, let me think. May River's taking on Colleton County next, but I don't know if that's tomorrow night or not. Let me check real quick. Check over here on the Game Changer app, which is the best thing on planet Earth. Let's see here.
Let's see. Softball.
They played. Oh no, they played tonight, so they won't play until Thursday against Colleton
We
County.
got
So
Swansea and Battery Creek in
that should be a good one.
3A.
That should
In
be a very good one.
2A, Bridges Prep, excuse me, in 2A, Bridges Prep at Buford. That's BUFORD.
ORD. Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
not
Timberland
Buford,
at
Buford.
Hampton County, also in 2A. And then you mentioned Palmetto Scholars at
Yep.
Justin's
I would
Hardyville Hurricanes.
I would say the one of those softball teams to watch out for is Hampton County. We talked briefly about them the other night. The coach at Hampton County actually said that's one of the best teams Hampton County softball has had in quite some time.
Yes.
So keep a close eye on them. They've been playing well all season long. So I would, if anyone who is a fan of all the sports going on out in Hampton County area, please feel free to go watch a Hampton County softball game. They've played very well this season, and I'm very intrigued to see how far they can go in the playoffs this year.
Yep.
All right. I think we can go to our final sponsors real quick.
Yep.
Base It Life, our baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best Base It Life at baseitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, the official chiropractor of LowcoSports. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he will get you feeling right mind, body, and spirit. The Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind, our wrestling show. If you're a young wrestling talent and want to improve your skills, go check out Reverence Wrestling Club. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Floor is so clean, your feet will thank you. Go check them out. And of course, Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Okay, I think it's that time we go to our parting thoughts.
So Marcus, you go. You get the first crack.
Well, had a good experience, of course, seeing softball for the first time in so long. It's a crazy time of year, as you guys have talked about, and I'm looking to see, where else I could possibly hit up the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Might try to get out somewhere
You going somewhere
Thursday,
tomorrow?
depending on. I don't think so. Have some other stuff to do tomorrow, but I think maybe Thursday if there's something close. Might try to
May River Baseball's home.
hit something up.
I'll
Okay.
probably be going there. I know May River Baseball will be an elimination game back home. That should be a good one. And then Bluffton, I think, is on the road. They will be, they'll be at Hartsville, so they won't be on, but May River will be.
Okay,
And
that's
so you
something
know
definitely
that,
keep in mind.
Yeah. I probably will be at that game, but I might see you there. Over
Check out
on Thursday.
times and schedules over the next
Yeah,
couple of days.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you, those schedules can't be easy. I'm sure. Like
that'll be a
everyone,
tough
those
game.
schedules.
Did we say they're playing either Gray Collegiate or Brooklyn Casey?
Either Gray or I think Justin said earlier that Gray won 2-1.
Yes, I believe you're
so
right.
It looks like it is going to be Gray.
The Gray
Okay.
Collegiate, though, yeah. I like the chances of May River to win that game, but Gray Collegiate is certainly not an easy out. So that will be
they're very
that'll be a
strong.
good one. That'll be a good one Just it's crazy how quickly it can turn around. Like you put up a good game on Monday, and then all of a sudden you're facing elimination. That's how quickly it can turn. So hopefully they can find a way to stay alive and maybe another chance at airport on Saturday.
That would be fun. That would be very fun. That'd be fun. Yeah, that should be a good series, a good game between those two. I do think they're one of the two better teams in this bracket, so I have a feeling. I do like May River's chances, but Great Collegiate's a very strong program right now, so very intrigued to see what they do. Any more parting thoughts with Marcus?
That's it.
All right, Wes, your parting thoughts?
Looking forward to tomorrow with everything that's going on, but especially with what we're seeing with those two Skeeza games. And
Right.
I know Hilton Prep, I assume they Hilton Christian Academy, they kind of came out of nowhere, and they've been one of the bigger stories of all spring sports so far. With the feedback over here, something's going. Oh, now it's getting
That might be Marcus.
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah, again,
Charge the phone. There we go.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of echoing on your
Yeah, me
end.
too. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I just such a fun time of year going to place to place and seeing everything that's taking shape and seeing this playoff picture evolve over these next couple days is a ton of fun, and I'm pumped to see what this Beaufort High baseball team does, because I'll tell you what, I wasn't too sure I made that call back when our bracket show, but it's paid off. I feel it's been seems like every year, despite all the different changes of coaches over the last few years for Beaufort, they just continue to get done in playoffs, and I feel like they are in great position now, of course, where they are, but Hollinsworth, just an absolute gem. And then the offense with Mullen and company, just they play such scrappy baseball, fundamental ball. They rarely give you errors, or they rarely make mistakes for the other team. Just really clean baseball, and it's always so fun to follow them this kind of year, because they always seem like they're a tough out. They're never easy to take down. And then Dash Tenoris, I'm not sure if we mentioned him earlier, but props to him for keeping Hilton Head season alive. It's not easy to play 2 games in the upper state in 2 days, and after they got beaten pretty badly that first one, way to come back, and just all the props to Dash Denoyers, if I'm saying that correctly. I believe I am.
Right.
Yeah, so congrats to Seahawks, and now it's just like as the coach said in the text message to us, find a way to continue to create that chaos and look to steal another one potentially
And
on Thursday to keep this going. So
I'll tell you what, I saw him on Friday night against May River. I was really impressed with what he was able to do. He battled and battled and battled all night. That was obviously the best game of that 3-game series, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Real impressed with that kid. He's a baller. Bulldog.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I think shocking a lot of people is it's a young team, a very young team, and for how well they've been playing, it tells me give him another season or so, and this team is really going to be dangerous to anyone and everyone next year. I really do think that, just with how young this team is. So, for what they're doing in the playoffs, I'm very intrigued and very impressed with this Seahawks baseball team. And I think give some time during the offseason, get that work in. And when they come back next year, they're going to be very strong, really, really strong. And I'm very excited to see Seahawk baseball next year. But they still got work to do in the playoffs this year, and I'm intrigued to see how far they can go. So, any more parting thoughts, Wes?
You got one? That's all.
I do. It's a bit it's outside of Loco. Obviously, the first parting thought for me would be I'm very proud of my team tonight. They were very
as it
great.
should be.
I'm so proud
Absolutely.
of them, and I'm so excited to continue our playoff road on Thursday over at Low Country Leadership. And I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to go and help out and coach with Coach Eamon Collins over at Hardyville High School. So great work tonight, fellas. For those of you watching, I know my boy Trent was watching earlier, so if he's still watching, I'm proud of you, man, and I look forward to seeing your success continue in the playoffs. My other parting thought is baseball, but not Low Country. MLB. I don't know if you guys saw this today, but Ji-Man Choi, the Korean first baseman for the Tampa Bay Rays, is returning to South Korea. I think he was on a contract with the. I don't know if he was currently on a contract with the Rays, but he is returning to South Korea for his 21 months of military service. So he will be out of baseball for the next 21 months. And while he is on military duty, he will be keeping the baseball training and everything going. From what I've seen, he will keep training going. So when he is done with his military service, which he pledged he would do, so hats off to him for doing that. I have full faith in that. That's a great honor to this country.
What is going on with the Rockies this year? 6-28.
No, we can't even. I can't even think about it. But I do want to say, Ji-Man Choi, I wish you the best. Stay safe over there on military duty, and I look forward to seeing you back in Major League Baseball.
Godspeed
in a year or so.
Godspeed to Ji-Man Choi as he continues this next chapter. Someone who always seemed to play well against the Red Sox whenever the Rays were up against Boston. But good luck to him, and that's.
I do have one more thing. Another golf tournament's taking place this week, of course, for the PGA Tour. The Truist Championship at the Philadelphia, I believe it's Philadelphia Cricket Club, over at in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, obviously. And one of the featured groups for rounds 1 and 2, they're groups of 3 rather than 2. And the 3 golfers I'm very intrigued in, all in a group together, is Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, and Tommy Fleetwood, all in a group together. How great is that?
Man,
that is a great group.
That's a fantastic. I thought I'd share that with you guys. Obviously, Rory McIlroy, the Masters winner, and then Justin Thomas in that group, the Heritage winner a week later. And then Tommy Fleetwood is still trying to go for get a win here.
He seems like he's close.
He's getting close.
He's close.
No doubt.
He was close, and he could definitely
right
get
there at the Heritage. He was right in the mix.
So he was pretty close at the Heritage, and I think he could get it this week. I'm rooting for him. I really want to see him get a win. He deserves one. But those are, I think, all of my parting thoughts. Obviously, a lot to see tomorrow. I'm very excited for it. I think we all are excited for the fact that playoffs are here and in full form. The madness has truly begun here in the month of May. Playoff madness has begun, and we are all excited for it. So I think that's going to do it for us here. We want to thank everyone for joining in and watching us tonight. Marcus, I appreciate you for hopping in with us. I want to thank the sponsors for everything they do to keep us going and growing. And you, the viewers, thank you guys so much for watching with us tonight. This has been the LowcoSports Lowdown for Marcus Walsh and Wes Kerr. I'm Max Siraj. Until next time, go Loco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.